Good morning, Mr. Calloway. Good morning, Miss Holiday. Hope you're doing good. What's the word, nephew? I'm finna get some eggs and bacon down real quick. You doing all right?
Aha! Tariff proud. Oh, Pelvin! Oh.
So, Unc, I've been at home thinking about everything that you've been teaching me so far. I talked to Aunt, and honestly, I still got some more questions. Well, we got a long day ahead of us today, so I hope I can answer all of them. Fire away whenever you're ready. Now, the part that I don't understand is how we gonna edit those videos that we captured, those visuals that we got when we were filming. How are we gonna edit all of that and package all of that together into a video, into one? Like, that's the part that doesn't make sense. And then on top of that, don't it take years to learn how to edit and how to produce things? Like, I feel like y'all trying to crash course me through this, and I really don't want to mess nothing up. And especially if I have to turn around and teach other people, like, I don't want to be responsible for that. What if our show looks a mess? Nephew, hold your horses and calm yourself down. You're gonna be just fine. You and your friends, okay? I think what you're forgetting is everyone around here is paid to run this network. We literally are syndicated on television all around this universe, okay? And we're going to teach you what you need to know. It's a very simple process. You don't have to use FinalCut Pro or some high-end editor. You can use anything that you have. That's the whole point. Okay, so you telling me it's as simple as creating my visuals on Sims, taking my flash drive and copying them to my computer, and then editing them on my computer, right? Yeah, you sound right about that. Okay, so from there, I'm just gonna take whatever I put together, add some music, transitions, and all that other stuff, and then send it out. Alright, nephew, welcome to the production floor. Now, it's gonna be an experience. I want you to pay attention to the things I'm about to tell you, because to be honest, it's gonna be a lot. Now, we're gonna go over some details, some things that we do, that makes it easier for us to film and edit. But at the same time, I want you to ask as many questions as you can if there's anything that you don't understand. Right now, we gotta kind of hack into our old servers. And if you give me just a second, it's gonna pop right up. Alright, kid, welcome to the mainframe. So what we gonna do is load up FinalCut Pro, and we're gonna go ahead and open up a new project. We're gonna name it, and we're gonna load into our workspace the clips that we're gonna use for our video. Now, as you can see up top, we got all of our projects and videos that we're working on, and those are gonna come out. We're gonna go ahead and throw in our intro and our outro that we made separately. Those are very simple things to do. You just wanna know how you want your things to look, and you're gonna go ahead and throw that in. Now, be mindful, we done selected the clips that we're gonna use, and as we're looking at them, you'll see a lot at the bottom of these clips. You'll see these hills and valleys, and you'll see these flat spaces. Those flat spaces are called dead space. We're gonna take our blade, and we're gonna sit here and go through each clip. We're gonna cut out all of the dead space, right? So we're gonna start with that, and we're gonna go through the first couple of clips. Now, I want you to notice that towards the end of some of these clips, of all of these clips, the dead space, there's a bird chirp in the game when you're playing with your camera. We're trying to cut out that bird chirp because that bird chirp indicates the camera's movement. I don't want you to see the camera moving while we're showing our stories. So we're cutting out all of that dead space where the actors are being still. And that's what you see me doing now. By the time we finish cutting this, I should be able to select all of the dead spaces, go through all of the clips, selecting all of my dead space and hit delete at one time. As you can see, I'm going back and I'm hitting my A tool, which is my selector. I can also just hit A on my keyboard because I'm using Mac, and I can use B for my blade. Right now you seeing me selecting all those clips, and then I'm gonna delete them. And I did delete a few more of those seconds off the end because I don't want to bore you with all this footage that we got to go through. So right now I got a template. I know how I want my show to look. So my first couple of intro scenes, which are aerial shots, they're establishing shots, they need to be 3 seconds. I know I want to hit it and quit it. After that, I know I need my fade in because it's going to fade to black in my front and my back clips. That's just how I like it. Now my clips in between, my transitions that establish where we are, I like to cut it up and make sure that there's one using the lens flare, because all of our transitions went to a clean, when we went from reality to drama, we wanted clean transitions. We wanted to be able to hit it and quit it and get straight into it. So right now we just tightening up, going through and seeing if there's anything extra that we don't want on camera, and we cutting that out. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and add in, because I got my transitions, my clips are cut up, I'm going to add in my title cards. Now I'm going to sit here and put in every single title, from the actual video's title card to the name cards that go for every character. Now, we might not have already put these title cards in, or the name cards in, for these characters, but they will be in every episode. So it's not hard it's easy to, I don't know, you won't miss it, is my point. Anyways, this little snippet that we're creating is the tester scene, which is Antavius joining All My Sims 10 years. They are at the Roe Callaway Equity Office, which is in Willow Creek. And what I do is I use this smaller section in the bottom to go ahead and create pretty much my caption for the character, telling you who they are. So I'll put their name, which is a bigger font, and then that smaller font right next to it to pretty much tell you what their relation is or who they are in relation to the scene. That's just how I like my videos to flow out, so that's what I do. And this, like I said, is just a sample of the sample. Here you see me going through the music that's available in Final Cut Pro's iLife or iSound effects and Final Cut Pro sound effects, and I've found a song that I like. I'm going to put that song in. I'm going to make sure it fades in and out correctly because I don't want it to be harsh anywhere. I'm going to find a song for the beginning, one for the end. Usually I'll spread my songs out. For this one, because it's so short, I got one for the beginning, one for the end. After I've decided that I like my music where it is, I'm going to highlight those clips and go ahead and change the volume on those. I want those to be at -10 so that you hear the music, but it's not your main focus. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a light run through. This is what we do. This is called a final draft, and this is before we add vocals, storylines, before we sit down with characters. This is what we do. We have to approve the actions, make sure everything flows. So it's going pretty fast here, and that's a snapshot of what it's going to look like, right? That's not the full episode. So now that I can approve us this far, what I'm going to go in and do is make sure all my clips that I want to talk over are turned down to 0, because my next intention is to do storylines. So let's say I've already recorded my storylines the way I'm recording this video. I'm going to go ahead and insert that MP3, and I'm going to cut out the dead space, line up my vocals to my visuals, and make sure they align. And then when I hit play again, also I'm redoing the volume, making sure it's at +10 so that you hear the voice more than you hear the music, and it flows together. Once I'm ready, I'm gonna hit export, and that's that. So there you have it, nephew. Hopefully Broderick was able to clear up the actual editing process for you. I know he went a little fast and might have left one or two little things out. You know, some specifics. We do have a few proprietary secrets. Honestly, it all made sense. And I was going to ask questions about why we went from reality to full drama, even though we're still pretty much talking about real things going on in our lives and filming, you know, actually filming our drama in real time for the show. But it makes sense. And now I think I'm ready to go home and practice on my PlayStation just to see. I'll be back tomorrow, Unc.